I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend or finishing up your weekend. I wanted to show you guys something that I've been working on that's near and dear to my heart that I'm finally about to about to cross the finish line with, and that is the teacher's manual to Un Día en Palenque. So this is my iPad here, and I just wanted to show you guys a few. Let me see if I can adjust this. Okay, I just want to show you guys a few of the activities that I'm really excited about. So if you are not familiar with this book, it has been available since, I want to say the beginning of this year. It is Un Día en Palenque, Colombia, and this is a book that is based on, in part, research that I've done for many years about the people of Palenque, San Basilio de Palenque. It is a small pueblo in Colombia, about 45 minutes outside of Cartagena. So I've done research for years and I've always wanted to go there. And a few years ago, we finally went. So every time we went to Colombia, we normally go to Barranquilla and we would go to Cartagena. And for some reason, the years prior, when I would, inquire about Palenque, everyone thought it was like so far away. And one year I was like, did my research and I was like, it's actually like an hour away. So finally got to go to Palenque, and I wrote a story just about that experience, about meeting the people, about a little bit about their history, a little bit about the way that they just continue to resist. I'm very familiar. It felt very familiar to me being Black American here in the U.S. There were a lot of conversations that we had that just kind of overlapped, like culturally and even linguistically in a way, because they speak a different language. They speak a different language, which kind of gets coined as like a dialect, but it actually is a language. And so I was just very interested in their culture, and I kind of bring that sort of partnership alive in this book. So let me just show you a few little things that I'm excited about. So this is the cover. I don't know if I want to do the yellow or the blue, but I think the yellow stands out a little bit more. Let's see if you guys, let me move up a little bit more. I got my cats here. Okay. So, oh, yay. All right. So this is going to probably present opposite, but first I just kind of go over my history or my story as a writer, because I never set out to be an author. I just was like, oh, I got some interesting stories. And so I just talk about that here if people are interested. I'm going to go through this really quickly because I want you guys to see some of the cool activities. So we have my books here. We have the table of contents. I really am excited about this. So like before each section, there's just some guidance on like how to use the information in this student activity book. And also there's like a cultural section where there's additional links to like authentic videos and materials that teachers can include in the classroom. This is a web quest. So it's your run-of-the-mill web quest, but then you have like this activity that pairs with that. So students can actually, after doing the web quest, they have to figure out based on the artwork, based on the image, like who the person is and the significance that they have to the history or culture of Colombia. So it's not just focused on Palenque. All right, so you have your picture talk, and then I love doing extension activities. So this manual, honestly, a lot of the activities, these are things that I would just do in my class. So lots of extension activities. So not just picture talk, like we're going to actually delve in. We're going to look for quotes in the book to actually support what we're seeing. So that's kind of how I roll, y'all. All right. So this is a pre-reading, and it's actually from our magazine Diaspora. It is about Palenque, because we wrote about this years ago as well. And so for teachers who want to give students sort of like an introduction, to Palenque, and there's actually in the book, there is another sort of introduction about Palenque. So I have like all these introductions, but this is an additional one. And I want to say that a lot of these activities are going to be available individually. So if a teacher is not using the book, like they don't have time to include like a comprehensible novel in a curriculum, but they are doing something on Colombia or like Afro-Latinos and they want to like pull from this, they will be able to do that individually without having to get the whole teacher's manual. So I'm happy about that too, because y'all, I'm in the trenches. I know there are so many things that I wanted to do this year and so many books that I wanted to read that I just didn't get to. And I know this summer I need to plan better. Lots of things happened this year too, but I just want to make sure that it's like available for anyone who wants to use and who wants to sample. It will be available for them. All right, so we have this, which is Personas Famosas de Palenque. And this is what I'm really, okay, three things I want to show you guys. So this is sort of my like teacher guide at the beginning, teacher guide notes at the beginning of each chapter. And they pretty much like for teachers who are like not used to teaching a novel or are not sure of what to do, it's just kind of giving you like a little boost on what you can do to implement the novel. I do have a few templates of things that I like to do in my class. So wanted to make sure that I am looking out for those teachers. Also, you have chapter summaries and you have a cultural corner. So the summary, and again, I know I'm about to venture into bad teacher territory. I have taught novels that I am reading with the kids. Now, that's because I get them from trusted authors and I know that they have good quality stuff. But this has happened because I'm just really busy, like the rest of us. And so I do have these chapter summaries, and then there's lots of enrichment activities below. So there are lots of, not activities, I'm sorry, there are links to enrichment resources. So there's videos that are related to whatever the topic or the theme. So if you look, there are themes at the top, themes to the chapter, and then I have a few infographics. And I made sure to have some that had white background in case teachers wanted to print them off, but I normally just leave them on my Google Classroom and I give students the questions, but I'm leaving the option open because, I know some of us are going back to paper and pencil. And then there's one that you can use for like February when we're celebrating Black History Month and you want to highlight like famous and pioneering Afro-Latinos. So I have one for that one as well. And then I have a text that also is part of Diaspora Kid Pambale because he is part of the story. And then there's some really nice comparisons between him and Muhammad Ali because they were kind of contemporaries. There is a section where there's a part of the book where we go to see a curandero. So the story is based on like two girls who are like in their mid-20s, me and my sister-in-law. So it's sort of based on our adventures. And it's kind of funny too. There's a little bit of a paranormal aspect to it as well. I forgot to mention that. So, and there's some links to, that as well. But this is about traditional. It's about medicina tradicional and medicina tradicional in Colombia, and that was sort of based on our interaction with this curandero. At the end, so this I'm probably not going to include because it's long, but it actually is another short story about my journey in just being interested in all things diaspora. So this started in my master's program when I was doing Hispanic literature. And every project that I had, I turned it into something dealing with the diaspora because it just wasn't taught. It wasn't taught, and I just had a lot of questions, and I sought out a lot of things on my own. And I just started kind of like writing about it, and then I ended up like storyfying it, ended up reaching out to an artist. So it's like a short story within a story. I don't know if I want to include it or if I want to have it separate. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with that. But for all intents and purposes, I think this manual is going to be a good companion to the novel Palenque. And there are so many great activities that teachers who are not even using the book can also use and integrate in their classroom. So stay tuned. I have a few more weeks where I want to kind of finish things up, and I will keep you guys apprised.